It might be flooded back here behind this collapse. This collapse is acting like a dam. Let me get over there. I do see some water, I think, but let me check it out. Okay, just got past that collapse. As you see right there, had to crawl hands and knees, and looks like this white stuff is from when there was water in here, some kind of mineral deposit from the water, but it's pretty much all been drained out. There's a little bit of water up here. Okay, I'm trying to stay out of the water. It's kind of right in the center. Oh well, I'll get my feet wet, not a big deal. I'm wearing my old boots anyway. So yeah, still more of this river rock. Pretty amazing. And you can see the white stuff. There's about a couple inches of water here. Not that much. Just looking down the ground. Wow, just one long straight shot. I'm probably 300 feet in. Here you can see a pretty thick layer there at the bottom. Kind of runs all along the tunnel here, where my light is. It's also over here, but not as thick as it is on this side. That almost looks like sandstone. I'm not sure. But yeah, it continues, just one big layer, almost like a vein. Yeah, you can see it here higher up on both sides. Right there and right there. You can see ore cart tracks, or what's left of them. They're coated with this white mineral growth. See that? Look at that. There's one track and there's the other. Almost unrecognizable. Okay, looks like we're coming to a major junction up here, or maybe a turn to the left, it looks like. No bats in this mine either. I saw some rodent droppings there at the entrance, but I don't think the rodents would live this far in when it's flooded like this. Okay, so yeah, it's a turn here to the left. One last look at the portal. I'm guessing, I don't know, 500 feet, maybe 600, I don't know. I've lost track, but just been a straight shot. But here it's going to turn to the left. And you can see the ore cart tracks. At least the one here, the one on the left. And it looks like it's turning to the right a little bit here, doing kind of a zigzag. Wow, look at the tunnel wall here on the left. What the miners would call the rib. They refer to the sides of the tunnel as the ribs. Here's an alcove, probably for when ore carts were passing. The miners would step into this alcove to let the carts pass. But look at this wall. It's almost, it's like really smooth. The tunnel has a real nice, kind of a oval shape, a skinny oval. And it's pretty smooth. Wow, this white stuff that I'm walking on is really hard. Hear that? Almost feels like concrete. Approaching something here on the right, either a branching tunnel or a junction. That looks pretty dry. Okay, the main tunnel here, it has the white pipe in it. That's a good sign, but there's a lot of water further up here, like a lot of water. Let's see where this dry tunnel goes first. I bet this is going to be a dead end. I keep thinking I'm feeling some airflow, but I think it's just me walking through the tunnel. Oh, wow. Yeah, here is a winch. A winch is a shaft like this in a tunnel floor that goes way down. That has almost like a perfect square shape. And I don't know how far down that goes. And I'm not going to get too close to that because this rock is, you know, not the most stable. But wow, that is... I'm trying to get a shot over there. But let's toss a rock in there and see if we hear it hit bottom. Oh, that didn't sound that deep. Well, let's keep going here. Looks like we got some turns here, some curves. Oh, that's it. That's the face right there. Oh, check it out. There's some miners' graffiti here. Yeah, it was common for miners to take their carbide lamps or lanterns and write their names and dates at the face of the mine, which is the end of the tunnel. That says Steve, 1949 maybe. 1939 right there. And then 1949 right there, RAC. So that probably also said 49. I think it does, Steve. 1949. Pretty cool. Looks like they were digging a shaft here like we just passed. But that's as far as they went. Or that might have gotten filled in. Well, I guess we're going to have to go back and take that flooded tunnel. That seems to be the main haulage tunnel. Let's get back to that junction. Okay, back at the junction. That way is the portal. And we just came from that branch right there. So let's take the main tunnel. Oh yeah, there's a lot of water here. Oh wow, check that out. That is a flooded vertical shaft. That doesn't go down very far, but it could be plugged with debris. That's not that deep. Look how clear that water is. It has like a blue tint to it. Big blue. That's pretty cool. This doesn't look that deep. Well, okay, it's up to my ankles. Yeah, it's up to my ankles. Uh-oh, here's another one of these shafts. Oh my gosh. Wow. You can see the bottom down. That's kind of on a very steep incline. Don't know if there's a tunnel. Looks like there's a tunnel going off there at the bottom. But wow, that's amazing. I wonder how they dug something like that. Really has a perfectly square shape. Here's some kind of winch. Probably used in that shaft right there. And there's the bucket, the ore bucket. There probably was a ladder in there at one time, but... Okay, the tunnel is curving here to the right. I've been walking straight for about the last 60 feet or so. So you didn't miss much. Okay, here's something going up. Wonder if that goes to the outside. It keeps going up there. Might be an upper level. I'm not going to climb up there, but there might be an upper level. That's the first access to upper workings that we've seen in this mine. And I'm in probably 1,500 feet, I think. You can see the ore cart tracks. They aren't crusted with that white mineral deposit here. They will be eventually, probably, but so another bend here to the right. Oh my gosh, that just keeps going. That is a long straight shot. Continuing down this straight section, here's some more bigger rocks and boulders. Looks like the tunnel's curving to the left up here. And there's some debris. We've reached a Y intersection. Tunnel to the left and a tunnel to the right. And if you listen, you can hear something. I hope that's water dripping. Can you hear that? I don't think there'd be a wild animal this far in. I mean, I'm probably 2,000 feet in this tunnel. Hear that? I think it's water dripping. Oh, I think there's a valve up here. Yeah, it's a valve. It's a valve that's spitting water. Hear that? I didn't know what that was at first. So, I think, yeah, there's a valve here. I think the tunnel ends right up there, it looks like. But yeah, let's see if I can get that, zoom in on that valve. You can see all the different layers here in this curve. Right there, solid, rocks, rocks, a solid layer, rocks, solid, rocks, and solid on the bottom. Interesting. Look, the cross ties for the ore cart tracks are still here. They're actually really big pieces of lumber. They almost look like tree branches in a way, but they're pretty big. Yeah, these tracks are all jacked up. They're kind of leaning like. So let's take this junction. Hopefully the ground will be a little bit better. This curves to the left. Big pipe here. Yeah, this is going the wrong direction from that other tunnel, so I don't think it's going to connect up. No ore cart tracks in this one, so this might just be a dead-end drift. Looks like it's making a sharp turn here to the left. Oh gosh, this is getting real narrow. I think that might be the end, though. Let me just get up here and check. Yeah, I think that's the end. I'm almost certain that's the end. Well, let's head back to the junction and figure out a plan. Well, I've decided to head back. I think we pretty much saw the whole thing except for that upper level, which I'm not going to climb up to, so. But yeah, pretty interesting. Never have really been in a mine like this before that was this extensive. I'm at least 1,000 feet in, if not more. So, pretty long tunnel.